No. Man, you guess today is the day you get owned by teens. She is totally right. What are you doing just wandering up to her house without even calling first? It's just totally disrespectful of her time.
No need to self-flagellate. It was a simple suggestion to more critically examine your motivations and actions in the future.
No, she's right. You're going. You zap away, aiming for a spot half a mile into the woods, where you can become properly soaked and miserable. But instead of trees, you find yourself standing in front of a bank of computers. Shit, you misfired. Wait, you remember seeing a big structure off in the distance when you were in front of Rose's house? You figured it was just some sort of office building, but this looks more like a factory or a secret research lab. The computers show coordinates on a screen that don't mean anything to you. A countdown clock is frozen on 4:13. All of this has the trappings of a tableau someone set up for you to see. Turning away from the screens, you wander down a long line of gleaming science fiction equipment. It reminds you of pictures of old computers from the 1950s, the ones that took up entire rooms. You bet you could go back and visit some of those if you zapped hard enough. You wander through a whole maze of halls and wide, echoing rooms that aren't pictured because our art budget is only so big, but take it as a certainty that they're all very mysterious. Eventually, you circle back to that strange bank of screens. Nervously, you hit a few keys, tap a few fingers against the readouts. Nothing. It's all locked down. You think that if you could only get these screens to unlock, you could unravel the secrets to life, the universe and everything. Or maybe it's your memories you're trying to unlock. Maybe then you'll understand the seething waters of this endless ocean of time and space intertwining in the... Meow? You turn around expecting a cat. And you do get a cat. A adorable black kitten. Tiny and soft, with far more eyes than a cat should have. Aww. But the cat isn't the only one here. A woman in a sleek white lab coat and sensible heels holds the cat, pinning you to the spot with her gaze. Or at least you assume she is. Her hair is in her eyes and the light is behind her, so all you can see of her face are her painted lips. Sorry ma'am, you absolutely didn't mean to trespass in her secret science lab, and you actually aren't even lying. You really did just fuck up this time. The lady puts the cat down slowly, where it rolls on its back and bats a paw playfully in the air. Aww, cats are great. Even mutant cats. Maybe especially mutant cats? This little guy should have a name. You think you'll name them Cryptid McWhiskers. Yeah, Cryptid McWhiskers is a great name. In fact, you can't imagine anyone ever naming this cat anything else. You hold out a hand to Cryptid McWhiskers and wriggle your fingers. It rolls back onto its feet and saunters over to you. It is as soft and fluffy as it looks, and its 4 eyes blink up to you with utter trust. At least this kitty will be your friend. The ominous clack of heels on cement reminds you that you and Cryptid McWhiskers are not alone. While you were busy with the kitty cat, the very intimidating and well-coiffed lady has walked over to the bank of screens. She presses a button, and it must have some sort of fingerprint recognition or retinal scanning, or maybe she's just better at things than you are, because it works for her. On the floor a few feet from you is a round gray protrusion. A platform on the floor. You saw it earlier, but you have no idea what it was for, so you just ignored it. What you don't understand can't hurt you, right? You think that's probably right. The intimidating lady presses a button on the screen, mouth turning up at the corners. A flash and a pop. Like, the pressure in the room changes. You feel it in your eardrums. A pumpkin appears on the round gray platform.
Fuck.
You aren't really sure what she's trying to say here. Making a pumpkin appear out of thin air is impressive, but it probably would have been more so if you hadn't been popping in and out of existence all day. It's gonna take more than a pumpkin to impress you.
Pumpkin? What pumpkin?
The lady shakes her head and hits another button. The pumpkin vanishes, and in its place is a tiger. Yes, you heard that right. A whole-ass tiger. Orange and black, big teeth, and big paws. For a second, the two of you just look at each other. Honestly, the tiger might be more shocked than you are. Kinda sucks to think about. 1 second you're just chilling on the savannah, mauling antelopes, and drinking at the watering hole, and the next you're in a secret lab in upstate New York, staring down a very unappetizing looking protagonist. Apparently, you were appetizing enough for it to want to get a taste, though, because it looks from you to Cryptic McWhiskers and back again. Then it charges. You try to book it out of there. The lady in the lab coat looms up in front of you. She's saying something, you strain to hear her. The tiger's right behind you. The lady or the tiger? At the last minute, you remember, you have magic powers. And you choose the third option. Teleporting the fuck out of there. Oh, not again. You just zapped into yet another unknown building. Although, from the view out of the window, you think you might be in Rose's house. Also the fact that Rose turns the corner in the hallway and stops short, still in her rain gear. Her eyes are very wide. You wave awkwardly. That snaps her out of it. She stands up straight, sliding easily from shock to superiority.
So, you thought you'd just let yourself in? After wasting my time mumbling about the mail, a gaudy display of manipulative self-recrimination, and then popping out of existence to leave me asking myself if I'd finally lost my mind?
You hadn't meant to do any of that, especially not that last part. She isn't losing her mind, unless both of you are losing your minds together. Rose looks you over. Finally, she seems to decide that you are for real.
Your predilections towards mailman mimicry weren't all that John told me about.
Oh?
He also said that you had certain powers. Powers of teleportation and time travel. I told him that he must be mistaken, since it's a well-known and accepted fact that magic, although a popular and highly engaging subject of fiction, is fake as hell.
Oh, your zappy powers? No. Those are totally real, and not fake. Real in a different way than you being a mailman is real, since that was actually made up. She's still got her umbrella open. Hey, doesn't she know that's bad luck?
Luck is also fake as hell. You say you can do magic? Prove it.
But she just saw you vanish out in her front yard.
Like I said, I could be losing my mind.
She could be losing it now, at this very minute. But you see no point in arguing. You hold out a hand, and after a moment of hesitation, Rose puts her fingers in yours. Her nails are long and sharp and painted a glossy black. She closes her eyes, and her umbrella droops.
Should I picture my room or something similar? I'm not quite sure how this is supposed to work.
She still thinks you're fucking with her. You tell her that you guess she can do that, if she wants. Zap! When you open your eyes, you find yourself in a large, messy bedroom.
Oh!
She drops her umbrella.
You really did that.
Rose stands in the center of her room in full rain gear. Her boots track muddy prints into the thick white carpet. Surprise! You really are magic. Rose puts a small hand against her perfectly painted black lips. She seems momentarily lost for words, and you get the feeling that is not a thing that happens very often. Her eyes are wide and deeply purple. They're sparkling, you might even say.
Hold on, I'll be right back. Stay here. Don't go out into the hall. It's not safe.
You tell Rose to take her time. You're happy to just stand here dripping onto her nice clean floor. She leaves the room, and you take the opportunity to examine your surroundings a little more closely. The bed is unmade. Books are strewn over the floor carelessly, and a collection of half-drunk cups of coffee crowd the desk. Half-finished knitting projects lie on the soft piles all over the room. In fact, there's a lot of evidence that this room is often occupied by someone with a lot of interest who has trouble settling down and putting her attention to one thing at a time. Man, you can relate. Not with interest, but with friends. You can't imagine settling for just one. Rose has a number of posters on her walls, although nowhere near as many as her friend John. A calendar hangs beside the window, days ticked off with little X's, all the way up to 4/13, which is circled. You step closer to read the year date up in the corner. 2009. But what the hell do you care about the date? You can make friends any day of the damn week. Rain or shine, night or day. Rose sure is taking a while out there. She told you that it wasn't safe out in the hall. Maybe she hadn't just been quipping. Maybe she's actually in trouble. What should you do?